Welcome back to another episode of Sal and Pals Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I will be reviewing Cinderella Man. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. The story of James J. Braddock, a supposedly washed up boxer who came back to challenge for the heavyweight championship of the world. So let's begin with my first pro. First pro is how this movie was telling us a real story about a boxer named James Braddock and his comeback from inside the ring as well from outside the ring. But also, we do see the other side that adds to the story, which is the Great Depression and the part that it plays in this story. We see how all America is in the middle of the Great Depression and times are tough for everyone. And we do see the breadlines, the docks, and even Hooverville in this movie, which brings it back home. Also, we hear James talking about his investments and how they all went bad, talking about the stock market and how it fell. This adds to the story by showing how everybody is in the same boat, not just James, but he keeps going on for his family. And we all love to see a character that doesn't give up and he keeps going just for the sake of his family. And this leads to him on a comeback road. And at the end, we all win when we see him win the title for him and his family. Such a simple story, but yet easy to follow, and you get on the fan wagon behind him and support him all the way. This shows how a movie can be made of a real person, yet still captivate fans and keep them going by showing both sides, the human and actual the historic side, and also keeping the story simple and easy to follow. Next pro is the set design and costumes used to show the real 1930s, everything from the cars to even the inside of the houses. Also, these small details make you feel like you're in that era without losing too much detail, but you still see the cars, you still see the buildings, and even the actors, the way they talk. Them talking and the accents and everything comes together. It actually captivates you. It makes you feel like you're living in that time. Next is the acting. So a movie can have everything from costumes to the set design to even a good script, but if the actors aren't that great in their roles, then everything just goes down. But here we have everyone pull their weight and make you feel like they are coming from the 1930s in the way they speak and their mannerisms and the way they carry themselves. Especially the actor Paul Giamatti. He is an actor that for me shouts 1930s to 1950s era. He can change his accent and the way he moves about the movie to show the era that you are watching. And now on to my cons. I would say the only big con for me would be the portrayal of Max Baer, the champion. They paint him as an arrogant fighter who would gloat about the number of fighters he had killed in the ring. But the truth is far from that. He wasn't anything like that as the film portrayed him. To begin, he only killed one fighter in the ring and he felt bad about it and it haunted him for the rest of his life. At the end of that fight, he stayed with the fighter until the ambulance came for him, and once he was declared dead at the hospital, he broke down in tears. He felt really bad about what he had done because a fighter never wants to do that to another opponent. He felt so bad that he actually donated part of his future fight money to the family to keep them going, and he did ask for forgiveness from the family. This stayed with him for the rest of his life, and some say it led to him retiring from boxing. Also, the way he would talk outside the ring to everybody was not really like him. He was actually a really nice guy and polite. He would talk to Braddock, and you can even say that they were somewhat of friends towards each other. But then I do see why the director Ron Howard changed this in the film, so you could actually be 100% behind Braddock and not change sides, because you always had to have the good guy versus the bad guy. And in this film, that's how they spice things up. But I was happy to see that at the end of the movie, once Braddock was declared the champion, they both did hug each other and congratulated each other as good sportsmen should do always. So my grade for this movie is going to be an 8 out of 10. This boxing movie does show us how a movie can be made about boxing that does have heart, but also it shows us a real person's life and how he gave his all for his family inside the ring. Comparing this to current boxing movies that have recently came out, it seems that now the stories are too deep or layered and are trying to be more complex than they need to. As you can see in this film, the story remains simple that audience can actually follow and cheer and basically get behind a washed up fighter. So that does it for this review of Cinderella Man. Please join us next time when we're going to review The Illusionist.
Come to the Hofburg next time. We'll make an evening of it.
That will be my pleasure.
And we'll gather our best minds next time. We really have a challenge then.
Then I'll prepare something special. Perhaps I'll make you disappear.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.